Okay, so always something gets broke, right? So a recent update on Linux on Zorin 17, actually, um, there was a update and it broke my media, so I can't play. So I can't use media inside Firestorm. Basically, when I load Firestorm, um, instead of seeing the splash screen, all I get is a black screen. Right, so when I go launch it, I can go into Second Life, but you can't play any media, any as in maps don't show up and things like that. So what I have to do now is go back. I have to go back to a backup which I've got using my Clonezilla. I have to go back to a backup I made in November of 2025. And so what I have to do, because when I use the backup image of my operating system, it will overwrite all of my documents, right? So what I have to do is get all my pictures that are on my desktop. Right, select all the stuff that is on my desktop and cut and go to. I've got two archives I've made. I've made backups of my downloads, backups of my pictures, but I've got what is it? Screenshots as well. Hang on a minute. Which one is it I want? I haven't got anything in music. Well, that stuff's been there for months, so it's still there in my backup anyway, so I don't have to worry about that. I've got that in my old archive. Right, so documents. I already made a backup of documents. In pictures, I've got my screenshots in there, so I've already backed them up. The only thing I haven't backed up yet is these pictures, right? So what I do is go to my backup drive, which I've temporarily put in there, which is backup 1. I have my backup, so I'm going to paste them documents in here, and I'm going to archive them, compress them into a zip. I'll call it desktop because these are from my desktop. So I'm going to put them all in my desktop zip, so I know which stuff was on my desktop. Now I can just delete these because let's see. I don't think. Actually, let me just check. No, I'll just delete them anyway. I don't think. Did I put them in there as well? Yeah, I put them in there as well. I don't know what they are. I think they're just shortcut files. I don't even need them. But anyway, they're just, I'll delete them anyway. Right, so I basically archived all my documents, my downloads, and some stuff in my downloads is actually my own stuff anyway. It's not downloaded. It's just that I'll send it from one computer to the other computer, and it ended up in downloads. Right, so I've archived all that, right? Now I've basically moved most of it, well, copied most of it into archives. Now I can go to my video section. Now this whole has to be moved. It's kind of pointless zipping this stuff up because I need to move it back across when I actually restore. So I'm going to select all my stuff in here in my video section, right? Then I'm going to go. I'm going to cut because I don't want to back up this into an archive because it's going to use up make my archive a lot bigger. So I'm going to go to backup 1. Okay, new folder called. Oh, actually no, cancel that. go to Documents, create a new folder in there called Videos. Right, and stick all of those videos in here. And then when I restore my backup, I can extract all of the stuff. Currently it's not compressed yet, but it will be in a minute. So it's currently moving everything off my video folder. No, like I said, this is what I like about Linux. It's so freaking fast. Like I said, I'm moving directly from one hard disk to another. It's nearly done. There's a little thing at the top of the screen there. It's nearly done. Right, it's done. Right, so now I'll go up one, and I click on, right click on it, and compress, videos, create. So now I'm compressing all of that into one zip file, which is on this other external backup drive, which I just plugged into my machine temporarily. So now it's compressing it all into videos zip. Saves me a bit of space. Oh, this is probably going to take quite a while, so I'm going to pause and come back in a few minutes. Anyway, we're almost there. As I say, the thing about Linux is, well, anything really, things can get broke sometimes with updates, and I hate updating. I can't stand updating because there's always something that's broken. And then, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a backup of this broken operating system because it's got the latest updates and patches. Because I'm going to mark it as faulty or whatever. I'm going to put something in the description or the title or something. Then I'm going to restore from my original backup, and I'm going to use the original backup for a few months, and hopefully they'll fix whatever the problem is. And at some point, either when I update that one, I'll get to a point where it's resolved, and I won't even need to use this other backup. But alternatively, I might hear some news about it, and I can restore it immediately and then update it and fix the problem. Anyway, so that's done. Now I've got that archived. All the videos are in there now, so let's see. Those videos total 8.7 gigabyte. All them videos in there. Now normally I burn them to Blu-ray, but now that they're in the zip, I can delete the folder with everything in there. I mean, I'll just show you what I mean. If I open that, you'll see all the videos that I archived are in there, which at some point I'll stick on Blu-ray. But they're all on another hard drive, a backup hard drive. Yeah, how much room is on this drive now? I've got 128 gigabytes free space on this particular partition, enough to back up my entire operating system. So I'll delete this folder with all the contents. That's gone. So now how much space have I got? Of course, recycle bin, I have to empty that. Empty trash. Right. Now, if we go back, properties, we should have 139. We've got 139.4 gigabytes free now, which is great, because in my backup one folder, which is from my older machine, I have a backup of Zorin dated the 17th of the 3rd 2025, so it's going back quite a few months. So let me just click on that actually. Let's see, is it the 17th? Actually, no, hang on. No, it's the 19th of November, I think. Let's just double check. I made that backup on the 19th of November 2025. So that backup is about, we're in January, February. What are we in actually? We're in February, so that's about 3 months old. So I've got December, January, February. So it's 3 months old, this backup, right? So I'm going to use that backup to restore to after I've made a new backup. I'm going to make a new folder in here. I'm going to call it, I'm going to use this folder as my new backup when I do it. I'm going to call it Zorinos 17 no media, and then I can put my backup in there. And I know that that's the one with no media working in it. So what I have to do now is close out and boot. Now you see I've cleared a lot of stuff out. Just a minute, I need to go back into files, downloads. I need to clear all of this lot out, otherwise I'm going to be backing all that up again. I've just archived this stuff, so there's no point in backing it up, is there? I'll delete all that. Go to pictures, delete all that. Videos is empty because I've moved it all anyway. Music, I'm going to leave that because there's not much in there really. It's nothing much. How much space is that anyway? That's only like 81.9 megabyte. I'm just going to leave that in there. I didn't back it up, you see. So right, so now if I clear my rubbish again, empty trash, how much room have I got now? How much space I'm going to be using when I let's check properties. Oh, I'll just check how much space I've got. I've got 50 gigabytes of free space now, which is a hell of a lot better than it was before. I think I was down to something like 24 gig or something, and now I've got 50, so that's going to shrink my backup archive right down, which is good. So now I have to go and reboot into, I have to go back and shut down. Let's see. Oh, unmount my backup drive. I have to reboot. And go back into my BIOS because I have to change my boot drive because I have to boot up on the DVD, which is CD actually. So right, so now I have to go to my boot drive, boot priority, change to my Pioneer, so I can boot from that. Oh, I'll pause a bit while I get into this I don't know, it takes a while to load the CD. Okay, so now we got to the menu in Clonezilla. I use the easy mode for it. So we set our language English and click OK. Keep default settings with keyboard. Now we have to select the start Clonezilla. Now we have to work with disks or partitions using images. Right, so the local device I want to be using, local device, e.g. hard drive, USB drive. Okay. Right, I don't need to worry about all that. See if I want to plug a USB device in, like a USB stick. I don't use USB sticks. Right, press enter. Right, I can skip this one. Don't need that. Click Control C. I just want to work with disks. I've got 2 physical hard drives I'm working with, so I'm not working with any USB sticks. It's a lot more reliable, really. Faster as well, because USB sticks tend to be a bit slow. It's just finding all my hard drives, and there's a lot of hard drives in here. In my machine, in my old machine, I've got that many old hard drives, but I use them because I've got Windows on there too as well, and I've got a bunch of other programs I often like to use. You know, like Flight Gear, the old version of Flight Gear, and some CBS stuff. Compiled version system, I think it is, or is it compiled version software? I'm not sure. I can't remember now what it means. Yeah, it's going through all the SD drive. Right, so now we're in here, in this menu. Now I need to mount a device at home partition. This is where it stores the images for restoring or backing up. And I need to select my drive, which is backup 1, which is, I gave it a specific name, which is that one right in the middle, backup 1, because backup 2 is for my other machine. I use the other, I back up my images for the other computer, the new build I recently built. I put those images on backup 2. You can't mix them really. I mean, cloning stuff, I had some issues with cloning a drive and trying to use it on the other machine. It caused some issues. So I do try to keep them separate now. So I've got that selected for my backup drive. Click OK. I'm going to skip checking repairing because as far as I'm aware there is no problems. Click OK. Right, now it wants to know where I want to store my backup image. Now remember, I just created a new folder, and the folder was on that drive. Where is it? That one. Oops, wrong one. Let's go down. So the drive folder I created was the one saying Zorin 17 no media. That's the one I'm going to store this backup in, right? I created the folder in my Linux operating system because it's not easy to create a folder in this menu. Right, so I'll click done. So that's where it's going to store the backups. Right. Okay, click enter. Now it's going to ask me which image, which drive I want to back up. Which is obviously my current I'm going to be working with 2 partitions actually. I don't want to back up the entire disk because it's partitioned, it's got archives on there as well, so I'm going to be backing up 2 partitions. I'll leave it as beginner mode because it's just straightforward. Click OK. Right. So Now it's asking me what I want to do. Do you want to restore a disk, or do you want to save a disk? Well, I'm going to save local partitions as an image. So I want save part, save local partitions as an image. And that's what I'm going to go with, right? So I'm going to select both the boot drive and the main operating system drive. I'll click on OK. Now it's asking me input a name for the saved image to use. Well, it's just got a date, but I'm going to stick another name in there. I'm going to, let's see if I can add a name. No media. I always use an underscore because it's Zorin, oops, wrong one. Zorin OS 17. Right, no media Zorin OS 17. Right, so I've got that selected. It's got the date on it as well. I'm going to click on OK. Give a name for the saved image to use. Some reserved image names have special meanings, including ask, user, auto name. Right, anyway, we'll click OK. Now, it should ask me which drives to back up now. It's doing the finding all the partitions again. So excuse me if I'm nibbling on stuff because I'm hungry. And don't ask me what I'm eating. It's fatty food. Cooking pork crackling. Oh, I just told you. Ah. Excuse me. So I'll tell you what, I'll pause for a bit because it can take quite a while. I'll let you. I'll just unpause it. Well, okay, here we go. We've got it now. Right, so I've got to select all partition I want to back up. So I use my cursor keys to move that little red dot to where what I want to back up, and I press my space bar to select each one that I want. And I want to back up the VFAT, which is that one. I press my space bar to select the VFAT for the NETAC SSD, which is the main boot partition. I don't want the data archive, which is the next one. I want extension 4, which is that one. So I've selected both of those with a plus, right? If I was to select the archive as well, I'd end up with a huge backup image, and I don't want to do that. I just want to back up my operating system, which is basically these two, that one and that one. That's part of the main operating system. Let's see, I don't think it's any more there. It's a good thing I know my hard drives, because you got to have specific names. Some people don't even name the hard drives. They don't give the names to the partitions. For example, I've got names for backup, which is another drive, another physical hard drive. That's another hard drive. It's physical. It's not an SSD. And I've got a page file drive, and I've got another data archive, which is on the same hard drive, physical drive, as my operating system for Linux, right? And so I'm using KingFast to boot my backups to put my backups, not KingFast, yeah, it's just KingFast, I think. Hang on a minute. Yeah, it's not showing me the drive. Oh, hang on, where is it? I think it is KingFast that I'm storing my stuff to. Yeah, It's already selected that anyway. These are the partitions I want to back up anyway. So I selected the two that I want, which is that and that. Now I'll just press my tab key to go to OK, click OK. I press enter. And it's asking me what compression option I want. If you have no idea, keep the default value and do not change anything. Well, I'm just stick with the default, it's fine. Very fast and small image file size, like, yeah, okay, I'll click OK, press enter. Skip checking, repairing source file information. Well, there's no reason to assume it's faulty, so click OK. I want to check the image after making a backup though. I want to make sure the image is a match for the original backup, so yeah, I'll leave that as yes. Check the saved image, click OK and enter. Do you want to encrypt the image? No, do not encrypt the image, because if at some point in the future I want to restore this image and it's encrypted and I forget how to unencrypt it, I'm buggered basically. I'm not in an office. If I was in an office environment, it's a different matter, but I'm not. I'm at home, so right. Right, click OK. Right, choose reboot. This is what happens after it's finished. I'm gonna choose shut down. Oops, hang on a minute, I pressed enter by mistake. Let me just search. Press enter to continue. Oh, I wanna, hang on a minute, I want to go back just a minute. I can't. Oh, choose up. Oh, it doesn't matter anyway. It won't matter about that. But still, I wanted to choose. I pressed the bloody enter key instead of the up key on my cursors. Oops, accident. Never mind. Let's see. Can I go back to that? Let me just check. F5. PS. Next time you can run this command directly. The command is also saved as this file, but if necessary. Oh, let me try pressing Shift tab. Oh, no, that didn't work either. I wanted to go back to that other option to change it, but no, I can't. Oh, can I use my cursor? Is it shut down? Yeah, it won't let me. Oh, it doesn't matter. Hang on. I'm not perfect. Right, it should do it now anyway. Oh, I better exit it. Bollocks. I think it's doing it now anyway. Yes. Right, so it's telling me what it's going to do now. Following step is to save the hard disk and partitions on this machine as an image. Machine system product name. Blah blah blah. It's backing up those two partitions. I type yes. I already typed yes, I know. Click enter. Right, it's doing it anyway. It's just not going to shut down when it's finished or so. I just didn't select an option. Anyway, it's doing it. Anyway, I'm going to pause because it's going to take quite a while. It won't take too long, but it's going to take quite a while. I've actually made a video on this before, to be honest with you. I've done a video on this process before. I don't want these videos to be too big, so I'm going to pause. Okay, just to show you what kind of problems I'm having, my radar system does not work. Now, this is my other computer. This is actually using Roger. Now, if you look, it says click to load the map preview, but when I click on it, nothing happens, and I've already checked the settings. So Roger's going to be without the map, and when it's fixed, I'll know, because when it's fixed, I'll be able to update my other machine as well. But for the moment, I'm going to leave Roger's, this other machine, as it is, because I don't really use it that much, to be honest. I use it for encoding videos, but the scripts will not load. Now, a friend of mine was telling me that there's some extra options for it, but they aren't in here. They don't exist. Those extra options for media. As in network files, there is no network media. There's only network files, and there's nothing in there about this. And JavaScript is enabled. I don't know if they blocked JavaScript completely. They might have done. Let me uncheck it and recheck it. Right. Enable media browser pop-ups. That's not good. Let's see directories. So there's basically no way of getting that media to play now because they've broken it somehow. Some sort of security update, because I've got it set already so that it's only one HUD's only owned objects, group objects, friend objects, landowner objects. And I don't want to play media attached to other avatars, so that's turned off. Allow in-world scripts to play media. Well, I've turned that off, but basically that shouldn't be on anyway, unless you want to, unless you like it to be on where you. So if I go and click OK, and click on here, it still won't play. Media is enabled, but it won't play it. And this is what's happening on the other machine. So until they fix that, I'm going to use my backup system on this other machine. Okay, so it cloned successfully. It made a successful clone of that. Let's see. You see, I don't want it to shut down anyway because I've got to restore my backup after I've done this anyway, so. Now it's doing an image check. Okay, so the image checked out okay. Let me see. I think I should reboot, because each time I should reboot, because I need to restore an image now. Anyway, okay. Better be safe than sorry. So I'll come back when I'm going to restore that image. So I'm going to be restoring the other image, the one I made in November 2025, because this newest update is all messed up. Anyway, this is going to take a while to load again, so I'll be back shortly. Okay. So back with this, same as before. Except this time I'm going to be restoring an image, not saving an image. Okay, here we go again with all the scanning the disk images. Oh, I'm not eating hot coffee now, I'm eating some scampi flavour fries. Yummy. Anyway, I'll be back shortly because it takes a while scanning all these images. Okay, so we're back to this again. We need to know the drive that I'm going to be using as the image repository, which is this one, same drive as before, but I'm going to be using the other image. Right, click OK. Skip that one. Skip repairing file system. Right. Now it wants to know which directory for the clones of the image repository if there is a space. Right. So I'm going to be using this one from November 19, 2025. Click done. Press enter. And the next option should be to restore or save. Right, click OK. Right, this one is where I want to restore parts. Restore an image to local partitions. Click OK, so that's restore parts. Click OK. It's this one. Okay. Right, it's asking me to select all the images to restore. So I'm going to select that one and that one, which is both the partitions I need for that to work, right? So I've got partition, that's the VFAT for the boot, and then there's the actual image extension 4. So I've selected both them with the little plus by pressing spacebar. Now I'll click on OK. It's probably going to ask me which drive to write it to. Right. Right, click OK. Yes, check the image before restoring. Okay. Right, I missed this one last time. I'm just gonna reboot. Okay. Press enter to continue. Right. It's checking the image. I'll be back in a bit, pausing it. Okay, so now we're back to this. The image of this partition is installable, STC1. The image of this partition is installed at STC5. It should ask me where to restore it to now. Hang on a minute, there's something wrong here. It's saying SDC1 465.8 gigabyte NTFS pages. No, we don't want to restore to that. What the hell? No, it's got the wrong drive. No, I'm gonna click no. It's picked the wrong freaking drive. I thought this thing was supposed to know where the data came from. Right, something not right there. Press enter to continue. I click no because somehow it got the wrong drive. I need to double check what's going on here because I'm going to reboot. Right, somehow it's got the wrong drive and I don't think I checked that one unless I accidentally clicked enter when I shouldn't have done. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm going to come back when I get this sorted out. Okay, we're back to this again. I have no idea what went wrong last time. I'm going to take it a bit steadier. I'm not going to talk so much. I'm going to try and focus on what I'm doing because I might have done something wrong. Right, hopefully it's going to find, maybe it didn't find the other disc, I don't know. I don't know, we'll find out in a minute. I've got to be careful I don't run out of space making this video on my phone because I've zoomed in a bit too far, I think. Don't know what happened last time. But it was a good thing I didn't click yes because it would have overwritten my backup drive. I'm pretty sure that's where it was picking. Right, so now we need to mount a device as home partition clone so the image is repository so that we can read or save the image in a local in a home partition. Right, so this is where we were last time. Make sure it didn't ask me, you see, it didn't ask me where to restore the image to, which is what messed everything up. Right, so it's that one or the image. Right, okay. Now, I had issues with this once before. It might be because the IDs changed or something. since a recent update, it could have locked me out. If that's the case, I'm going to have to delete that partition with oh, I forgot the name of it now. That other program anyway. Right, let's check now. Which directory is for the cloning image repository? Okay, this is this again. Right, this is this one, November. Okay, it's supposed to ask me where I want to restore the image to, and it didn't ask me last time. I don't think it did. Unless I pressed enter by accident, I don't know. You're supposed to ask me where to restore the image to. Right, okay. Right, restore image, restore parts. Restore an image to local partitions. Restore an image to local partitions, right. Right, click OK. If this doesn't work, I'm going to have to go and format that picking partition. Right, let's try an image. Right, you're supposed to ask me, this is supposed to ask me where. Choose the image file to restore. Back to this again. Okay. I want that one and that one. Click OK. So far so good. Choose the partitions. Choose the partitions from image to restore to destination disk. All data on the partition will be lost or replaced. Okay, right. It's supposed to say, where do you want to restore the image to? 2 or more partitions from image directory were selected. Only the same partitions on the destination disk could be restored. What? Only the same partitions on the destination disk could be restored. Well, I don't know if that's an error or what, but yeah. Right. So where is it? Before restoring the image, do you want to check if the image is restorable? No, I've already checked it before. I've already checked it last time. I just want to know. It's not asking me where to restore it, you see. Reboot. Do not create partition table on the client disk. Do not restore the master bootlock on the client. Well, PS, next time you run this, oh God. Press a key to continue. It's not asking me. Press a key to continue. Right, where are you going to restore it to? It's trying to restore it to page, and that's not the drive. In ST, no, that is not the drive. No, this thing's it's fucked up. Sorry, excuse my language, but this is ridiculous. It's trying to restore it to my backup, my page drive, which is not the right drive. This is really annoying. I'm wondering if it's an image, a full image I've saved, and I'm trying to restore. No, this is not working. So I'll cancel that again. I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to go and try. Maybe it's one image. I don't know. I don't know if I backed up the entire image. I don't know why it can't find that freaking drive. It's selecting the wrong drive for some reason. You know, I have a feeling Linux has changed the ID and locked me out somehow. Sometimes you can only restore an image to an image, or a drive to a drive. This is the problem. So I'm going to go. I'm going to end this video because I don't know. I'm going to have to make another video maybe. I don't know. I'm going to have to go and check that image. It might be it's just not seeing the drive, the right drive. I don't know. I'll have to try, instead of parts, I'll have to try selecting the whole image and see if it'll do with that. That might be what it is. I don't know. Right. I don't know. This is too bad. So I cancelled. Start over. Right, okay, let's start over. Keep image repository home, partition mounted. We will start it over. Image repository home, partition if not mounted will be mounted, unmounted. No, I'll keep it mounted. No, let's start again. Complete rerun. Start over. I'm going to mount it differently. Let's try this. Right. Right. Let's select. Right. Okay. We're going to start again. Right. Work with disks or partition using images. Right. No, this video is getting too long. I'm gonna. Oh, I should stop it because it's gonna run out of disk space. I know it. Work directly from a disk or partition to a disk. No, I don't want that on. It's definitely top one I want. Right, click OK. Local. Right. Before I'm not cloning. I'm local. Use local device, e.g. hard drive, USB drive. Right, that's right. Click OK. Right. I just want to select the image I want to restore. This is really frustrating when it's not working the way you want it to work. See, some of these freaking updates might have changed the ID of that bootable extension for partition, and if it's changed the ID and it's encrypted it somehow, it's probably going to skip that drive. And the only way to get around that is to format it. Which I might have to do. I can't remember now if I actually made a complete image, a hard disk image. I might have done. That might be why. But why then do I get the option of restoring parts if it's not parts? So it must be parts, you know, as in two sections, two partitions. Right, now we need to mount a device as home partition belongs to the images repository so we can read or save the image in a read, as in Yeah, that's what I want to do. And it's that one. Backup one. Right, I'm going to try the other option this time. Right, I just want, right, which directory is for the Clonezilla image repository? That's what I've already selected, isn't it? Which directory is for the Clonezilla image repository? If there is a space in the directory, it will not be shown. Right, okay. I've already selected this before.